Hey everybody, Jeremy here, and today I have another fidget spinner that I want to show you, and this time, this fidget spinner is the priciest one that I have been sent to date. And here it is right here. This is called the B2 fidget spinner. And if you want to get this, you can go to stealthspinners.com where they are currently selling this for, get ready for it, $54.99. And for that, you get this electroplated brass fidget spinner. And you also get a few more things that comes with this thing, including this little tin here. This is what it comes in. And on the back, it has a little warning for choking hazards. I've actually seen stuff like that in the news lately about some fidget spinners needing to have warnings because, you know, little kids choke on them and stuff like that. But anyway, nice tin here. It's engraved and it has a little cutout from the rather thick styrofoam on the inside where you can put the fidget spinner. Inside there, you're also going to get, well, you know, to be honest with you, I don't really know what this is. Maybe it's for popping off this this little plate here to get to the bearing on the inside. Maybe that's what this is for. And you also get this pouch that you can put your spinner in when you want to carry it out and about and don't want to put it in your pocket. And it has a little clip here where you can clip it to your belt or keys or whatever else that you want it to loop around. All right, so that's what you get for your $55. Now let's look at this B2 fidget spinner itself. Now the reason why I call it the B2 fidget spinner is because it's taking inspiration from the B2 bomber, that giant plane that drops bombs on things. And this design in particular, honestly, I was never the biggest fan of the sort of I don't really know what to call it specifically, but I'm just going to say like the finger shaped fidget spinners, meaning that you just have this top and bottom. That's just it. 2 points to flick it on. I'm a big fan of the ones where you have like the 3 points that have the little circles in them. That's just me, but this one, you know, it's fine. It's got some pretty cool engraving on it. It has stealth at the top and B2 at the bottom and a cool little B2 logo in the middle. Now this is pretty weighty. Of the fidget spinners that I have, including the last one, the Alquar fidget spinner, that one that was made entirely out of copper. If you want to see that video, I'll leave a card above my head, and then I'll also put the link in the description so you can check that out. But that one was made entirely out of copper, out of metal, and it has some pretty good weight to it. But this one has even more weight than that, which is pretty amazing because this is so much smaller than that one. And it still feels good. Nice and smooth is the action when you spin this thing around in whatever nature that you want. Now, if you've seen my other fidget spinner videos in the past, you know what I prefer to do is the spin, the stop, and spin again. Spin, stop, and spin again. Now, with this particular fidget spinner, because it's so weighty and because, you know, it's made of quality materials, you might have to take it a little bit easy on the velocity of which you want to flick this thing, because you might start to hurt the tips of your fingers or the backside of your fingers, you know, if they're quite sensitive and you're just flicking it as hard as you can. You know, it can have a tendency to hurt you a little bit, so you have to be a little bit careful with that. But there are no sharp corners. It's just the friction, really. It's the friction that'll get you with this. And since there's no little holes or divots that you can put your finger into in order to assist you when you're flicking it, that just puts all the stress back on your fingers. So, according to the marketing materials for this fidget spinner, it should spin for about 4 to 5 minutes on a flat surface. That is a claim that I have tested and verified. I spun this thing and it went for 4 minutes and 57 seconds. And I felt like I didn't even give it the strongest spin that I possibly could have done, but it does last for that long. Now, let me tell you the biggest con about this particular fidget spinner. Aesthetics aside, even though, like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of the sort of finger-styled fidget spinner, but this one suffers from the same problem that the Jaru Max fidget spinner, again, reviewed that, card up there, link in the description too, that when you turn it, as you're spinning it, there is a forceful jitter. it has something to do with just the design of this. Like when there's not enough size to sort of balance it out. I'm not too sure. But as you spin it, when you turn it slightly, you can kind of hear it struggling with itself, like it's trying to regain its equilibrium. And for that split second, it just zzz, zzz. I'm gonna turn up my microphone right now, and I'm gonna spin this towards the mic, and you might be able to hear it. So I'm gonna turn that up pretty loud, and check this out. Spin it hard, and I'll turn it. Now, if you heard that, you might have heard the slight rumbling of the bearings on the inside. And if you didn't hear it, trust me when I say there's rumbling in the bearings on the inside. Now, is that a huge problem? Not really. Not as long as you plan on keeping this in your hands without moving it around. But if you're trying to do fancy tricks or whatever with it, you have to be careful to not try to perform that trick as you're turning it, because if you let it go while you're turning it, it can fly out of your hand just like a B-2 bomber and can be completely out of your control. And since this is, electroplated brass, which is, not too sure what that means, but this does have weight to it, and it is made of metal. Let's go flying across the room, bam, hit you in the forehead. It will leave a mark. So again, don't know if that's just the design flaw of these particular shapes of fidget spinners or what. But that's the main thing to look out for. Other than that, I think that this is a very good spinner. It is quite pricey, so that might be one of the only prohibitive factors in this whole thing, is that it's pretty pricey. It's pretty pricey. Once again, this is the B2 fidget spinner from stealthspinners.com, and I'll leave a link where you can check that out. $54 if you will be so inclined. Get a case, you get a tin, and you get some style. So that's it from this review. If you like this fidget spinner, let me know in the comments if you're interested in it at all, or whatever fidget spinners that you might have. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I'm Jeremy, and I'll talk to you later.